Okay, thank you so much. If you have any ideas beyond what has been shared over here, please make sure that you put this in your chat so that we will collate all of this information, and when we send out these decks to you, as well as we will give you all of this information in the email. Yeah. Okay, so what we have learned so far from both what Shoba has shared as well as what Roshida has shared, I think we can definitely implement post MCO whenever that would be. So the first and most important thing would be to actually keep our students motivated. And this can be done by allowing the students to actually share their experiences with others. And this is where we are talking about the social, emotional development of the students, meaning their ability to share what they are feeling and experiencing during this time, individually. Hooray! There's some happy people here. So children being able to share their experiences with others and learning from each other what their experiences are. I think that needs to be in the forefront to help everyone cope during this trying times. The next one is to make sure that those students who have studied throughout this time, whether it is self-learning or even those students whom we haven't had any chance to actually connect with them, we need to find out what they have been able to learn and understand and apply after this. And I'm pretty sure that probably those in the group D, the ones who seemed disengaged, would have quite a lot of life lessons that they have learned that they can actually share. And of course, to incorporate choice, challenge and purpose to all our lessons, so that children will feel more like they have got the ownership to their learning, and to create opportunities for immediate and constructive feedback, as seen by what Shoba as well as Roshida have done. The next one would be, the next slide would show what we need to do for the whole group of people. Haley, if you don't mind, can you just show the next slide, please? Yeah. Okay, sorry. Let me just show you an example of how we can engage with the students. If they are in the group A and B, we can use the flipped classroom approach, the Genius Hour, where students are given opportunities to actually research on whatever topics they want to do. And if they are group C and D, to create more opportunities so that they can catch up on anything that is technology-led learning. So giving them more opportunities to use the internet, to use the computers, to use the different apps to actually learn, and to make sure that they have enough personalized learning resources to do that. And of course, if in any scenarios, if you get a mixed group in your classroom, then you can probably use something like peer mentoring for just learning how to use the technology, or even creating materials for self-learning. And of course, project-based learning would be really good to incorporate. So an example would be if you were going to teach them sejarah, and it was about ancient civilization. This is a very good time to ask the question, which civilization do you think is going to actually go through this pandemic well enough? And you can incorporate some language in there for them to do posters, to write letters, and also to do some maths with graphs on finding out what the pandemic looks like, or even science, where you're actually researching on what virus does. So those are some of the things that we can do. And of course, when we have got the platform of working with parents, I think we should definitely engage them more collaboratively moving forward. And I think you can include them in making choices, in making them your mini teachers, to prolong that learning experience for the students. And of course, the most important thing, to use the relevant data so that you can determine what the whole school targets may be, and to also create a whole school support, like the one that was shared by Shoba, where the panels are coming together to actually plan for everyone. And I think that would really help when we are talking about preparing differentiated teaching and learning resources. And of course, please consider collaborative learning, which is one of the things that, one of the questions that was asked is, how do you help those teachers who have actually gone to the kampung and they're not able to access this, and this is where collaborative teaching and learning and supporting each other would come in, I think. So here are just a few thoughts that we have. And of course, as always, be gentle with yourself. We are all trying our best. Be patient, be tenacious in finding the solutions. And I think that the most important thing is that the life lessons that each and every one of us are learning during this time is far more important than what the curriculum needs to be covered at this point in time. So with that, I'd like to thank each and every one of you all for being a part of this session. If you, like Haley said, if you need to go, please do. But we're just going to hold off for a few minutes just for some question and answer. So we have got one question for Shoba, which is the infographics. Everyone would like to know what did you use, what platform did you use to create your infographics? Could you answer that question, Shoba?
Okay, I use online template and then I edit according to the need of my school. And I also edit with Paint and Photoshop.
Okay, right. Here's a question for Cikgu Roshida, which is, when you use Padlet, the work that is being submitted to you, do you want it to be individual or group, or how does that work?
Okay, usually during brainstorming, we do it in group, but when it comes to individual work, I will ask the students to write individually.
Okay.
By the way, can I add something regarding the question to Puan Shoba?
Okay, sure.
Maybe teachers can actually search for Canva, C-A-N-V-A, to actually search for an app for you to do all these infographics. And also the PowerPoint slide is also there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. If there are any other questions, you can ask. But as we are talking about this, we find that there are lots of good learnings that we have got out of this session. And we hope that we can actually repeat this session for others. I think a lot of people will benefit from this. And so we'd like to thank both Cikgu Shoba as well as Cikgu Roshida for sharing, and we hope that you will be able to share, probably a little with a bit more time, so that it's a bit more relaxed and you can answer a lot more questions than actually having both of you squeezing through. So thank you so much for your patience, and thank you each and every one of you all for actually joining in. Hope to see you all again. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please feel free to leave the meeting room as and when. If our team of Roshida and Shoba, if you could hang on a couple of minutes, don't go anywhere. But if the participants would like to leave the meeting room, that would be great. Thank you very, very, very much, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shoba and Roshida.
Yeah.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.